What's up, everybody? This is J.R. McKee, and welcome to a new episode of MLM Renegade. And I got a question for you. Do you tell lies? So here's the million-dollar question. How are network marketers like us, who've tried everything their upline ever suggested to be successful, and yet still struggled, who grew up with technology and aren't stuck in the 20th century, how are we supposed to grow our downlines and our bank accounts, and yet still have time for real life? My name is J.R. McKee. Join me as we explore how to use 21st century learning and technology to grow our downlines and build lasting wealth. Simply put, this is MLM done different. Welcome to MLM Renegade. Hey everybody, so glad to be here with you in this post-Thanksgiving week. I've got a lot of things to be grateful for, and I just can't express all of them. But this podcast, frankly, is one of them. And the people that I get to meet and the people that I get to reach, they really make life a lot better for me. And so that's one of those things I'm grateful for. So in the tease there, I asked if you tell lies. Many of us we've been caught in a lie or two in our lifetimes, and many of us tell little white lies, seemingly inconsequential little lies, and in MLM, we're no different. We've heard it all before. MLM is super easy. We can make money fast. The products sell themselves. I made money on my very first day. Now some of these may be true, in fact. To be perfectly frank, my wife in our first day in our current MLM did make money on her first day, and so and a fairly significant amount of money even. But for most people, that's not normal. Now we're not normal. We're renegades, and as renegades, we use tools and tips and tricks to help us take advantage of 21st century learning and technology. Right? So when was the last time that you did something the very first time and it went out and everything went perfectly and you knocked it out of the park? Yeah, me neither. It takes time. It takes testing. It takes an opportunity to grow and to learn along the way. So, some of these things may be true and some of them may not be. We hear a lot of the detractors in network marketing telling us, that you're going to have to bug your friends and family. Well, you know what? We found a way to avoid that. That you're going to have to cold contact strangers. I have a friend who spent a lot of years doing exactly this, like meeting people at the gas station and passing along his business card and chatting them up right there. That, to me, frankly, that sounds crazy. Now, that was very much the early days of network marketing. That was how you did it. They talk about belly to belly or eye to eye, face to face. And for a lot of people, that's what they did. And I know people who have made millions and millions of dollars. Here's the thing. I don't want to do that. That's just doesn't sound like any fun to me. And one of my favorite things about network marketing is it's fun. I get to hang out with people that I enjoy being around that have similar goals to me, and do things that we enjoy doing. Now, we talk about only those at the top make any money. Guess what? That is patently false. Okay, I'm here to tell you false, false, false. Only people who work their butts off make any money. That's really what happens here. So now, some people say that the market is saturated. Let me tell you something. The market is not saturated. There is so much greenfield open market ability within network marketing that it is crazy. We're in the United States, we're in like single-digit percentages for saturation. Some people, they get stuck in what I call an echo chamber. And actually this happened, I remember the first time that I remember this happening was voting for president, not this last time, but the time before that, and hearing what I wanted to hear. I'm a fairly conservative guy. I voted conservatively, and I was disappointed that night. And because I had been listening only to people who agreed with my worldview. And since then, I've learned. And I've learned that when you get caught in an echo chamber, you start to hear only the things that you expect to hear. And that happened actually in the 2016 election as well. that people on the other side of the aisle got caught in that same echo chamber, and they started to only hear the things which reinforced what they wanted to believe and what they wanted to hear. And then we saw the uprising of people as they were disappointed with the outcome of that. So don't get caught in an echo chamber. Don't believe that only the people around you are going to be able to give you good information and good insight. Now, one of the other fallacies, one of the other lies that we get told or that we tell to ourselves sometimes is that we must be good at sales. Okay. This one kind of strikes me as a little odd, just because I work in sales. That's my day job. That's what I've done for my entire adult life. And working in sales to me is a very honorable profession. But it's not easy. It is getting told no all day long. I actually just read a book called Go for No, and I highly recommend it. To anybody who wants to learn more about this. But really in Go for No, he talks about going out and actually actively looking for people to tell him no. And the more people that he could get to tell him no, guess what? The more people told him yes. Because he was actively searching for that outcome, his definition of success changed. And now all of a sudden he was being successful if he was getting turned down. And the more turn downs he got, the more connections and the more people who actually bought from him happened as well. And so it was a really fascinating book. I highly recommend it, and you should definitely take a look at that. But you don't have to be good at sales to be in network marketing. You have to be good at people. You have to be willing to talk to people. I know some introverts who don't necessarily like to talk to people a lot, who are willing to get out of their comfort zone and work. And those introverts have made millions of dollars in network marketing. And I know that you can too. Now, one of the things that people say is that network marketing or MLM has inferior products at a superior price or a higher price, which I think is patently false. Many of the products that in all of these companies, there are some, frankly, that might not be as high quality. That happens. That happens in any market where the junk floats to the bottom. Let's look at dollar stores, for example. You can get plenty of things at a dollar store. Or, I actually purchased some tools from a hardware store, and this place sells stuff cheap. And I'm not going to name it because I don't want to disparage it, but it's useful for what it's for, but it's not the same quality that I could get if I go to Home Depot or Lowe's and pay the prices associated with those higher quality tools. With network marketing products, you're paying for, generally speaking, superior products. You're paying for high quality, high end, premium products, and that's what these people want. We have supplements through our network marketing company, and I take them, and they are definitely not the least expensive, or even close to the least expensive supplements that I've ever taken. But guess what? They make me feel good, and the quality is unmatched. I've seen the science behind it. So in that case, how much is your health worth to you? My wife and I spend hundreds of dollars a month for health club membership. And that, going there and beating myself up. I went this morning, for example, and I came home absolutely exhausted. In fact, as I stand here recording this, my legs ache from the squats and the lunges that we did this morning. So, but I'm paying for that experience. It's a high-end experience, and I'm paying for the feeling that I get, which, hey, makes me feel pretty good in the end. I get that endorphin kick, and it's always a help. So I guess the moral to the story today, and this is going to be a little bit shorter episode, is don't believe the lies that you're told or that you tell yourself. Lies like, I can't do it. It's too hard. I can't see my way to success. I don't believe that I actually can be successful. These are all internal issues, right? And we talk a lot about personal development. I'm a huge fan of personal development. It's some of you guys may know, one of my goals for 2018 was to read 52 books. That's a book a week. It's a pretty lofty goal, and I'm proud to say at this point that I am sitting at, I'm finishing book number 49 right now, which it is week 48. I'm about 5 days ahead of schedule at this point, and And it's been awesome. And the amount of information that I've been able to consume is just mind-boggling. And I consume that either reading a book. One of my favorite ways to fall asleep at night is actually reading a book, getting away from my screen and letting my mind disengage from the chores of the day. And I can read a good book, whether that be self-development, whether that be my favorite story. I have some favorite authors out there that I will go out and purchase the minute they come out. And reading a good book helps me. But as I do that personal development, I've been able to gain just a year's worth of experience in this single year as I've been reading those. And probably in a future episode, I'll talk about some of those books and some of the lessons that I've learned and some recommendations that I might have for people who want a good reading book. But so again, don't believe the lies that you tell yourself. Believe that voice inside you that tells you you can do it, that you can make it to the top of that mountain. Another story I'll share for another day is a few years ago I had the opportunity to climb Mount Rainier. Now, Mount Rainier is the second tallest peak in the lower 48 states. It's in Washington State. I told you before that I grew up in Seattle, and I grew up with Mount Rainier staring at me in the face every single day of my life that it was out. Now, in Seattle, they say the mountain is out, which means you can actually see it because, as you know, in Seattle, it rains a lot and it's cloudy and you can't always see it. But when you can, it rises up to 14,411 feet. And I knew that I could climb that. And a couple of years ago, I got to do that, and I'll share that story with you. But believe that small voice, that inner voice that tells you that you can. Believe the voice that wants you to succeed. Don't believe the voice that wants you to fail, because that guy is the guy that will never be happy, and misery loves company. So be happy, be positive, quit telling yourself these little lies, quit believing the lies that others tell you, and back it up and work and hustle and work hard, and you will survive and you will thrive. Thanks, guys. So happy to have you guys as Renegades with me. Join our Facebook group. We're looking forward to having you there. And you can find us facebook.com/MLM Done Different. Hey, thanks for listening, and please remember to subscribe and leave feedback. If you have any questions that you'd like to have answered on the show, email me at jr@mlmrenegade.com.